What's growing on, gardeners? On today's 2-minute garden tip, I'm going to show you the most common reasons for a leaky spigot and how to fix it. Springtime is here again. It's finally time to start watering our lawn and garden again. So we come outside, we reconnect all of our hoses, we turn on our faucets, and this happens. We have water shooting everywhere from the spigot. Well, what are the most common causes of this? Well, there's really two things. Either you probably are missing a washer, or you have a bad washer in one of your connections, or the dial of the spigot itself is actually loose. And this can happen due to the expansion and the contraction of the seasons. During the winter time, it's cold, everything contracts, and then things expand back again in the spring, and there are gaps and there are leaks in the infrastructure. So the first thing you want to do is check any of the washers over at any of the connection points. So here we have 3 different connection points. We have this vacuum breaker right here that releases the pressure when we turn off the spigot like this. You see that vacuum brake right there? Then we have this Y splitter right here. If you have one of those, we need to check the washers in there, and then we need to check the washers in the individual hoses themselves. So first, let's disconnect the hoses. And what we want to see here is we want to make sure that there is a washer in every single hose, which there is right there. And we also want to make sure that the washers are in good shape, that there's no cracking, there's no fraying. And I know for a fact that this is not an issue with a washer in the hose itself. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to remove the vacuum breaker, the Y connector, and the hoses themselves, and check all of those washers over. If they are bad, if there is any cracking, any discoloration, replace them. You can get washers at any hardware store for only a couple of dollars, or you can order them online. I'll place a link down in the video description to some to make your life easy. But then after you check all of those washers, you also need to make sure that all of these connection points are very tight. So both of these hoses are tight, this Y splitter is connected as tight as can be, and this vacuum breaker is on tightly. But if I turn this faucet, this spigot, back on, well, we are seeing dripping again. So the most likely culprit is going to be this connection right here. That probably needs to be tightened. So in order to do that, we can either take channel locks, or we can take an adjustable wrench or a pipe wrench. And once we have that on there tightly, we'll just hold everything steady and we'll turn. And look at that. Just like that, almost all the dripping stopped. Let's give it one more little turn just to be sure. And that's on there nice and tight. We don't want to be too aggressive. We don't want to snap something off. But as you can see right there, now I have both hoses on and nothing is leaking at all. All that happened is this little connection right here, due to the contraction during the winter and the expansion in the spring, there was a little bit of a gap there, and you just needed to tighten that a little bit. And now we have no more dripping at the spigot, and if we follow the hoses down, we'll see there is no dripping as you go down, and finally my foundation can dry out. So if you have a leaky spigot outdoors, before you panic and spend hundreds of dollars and call a professional, just check the washers, make sure they are in good condition, make sure all of your hoses are connected tightly, and then finally check that connection at the spigot itself. Chances are that is the cause of your problem. And that's today's 2-minute garden tip.
If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell to receive new video notifications, and check out our Amazon storefront and spread shop in the video description for a list of the gardening products I use and awesome custom designed apparel and other gear. Your support is greatly appreciated.